Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch me today. My name is Daisy. If this is your first time coming across my video, you're absolutely beautifully welcome. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about raising a child or children in Brazil as a foreigner. And I'm going to be relating it to something because a story actually gave me the inspiration to make this video. Okay. Yeah, a story from a family, a Nigerian family living in Brazil, is what inspired this particular topic. Now, one thing you should know about Brazil or Brazilians when it comes to raising children is that, first of all, Brazilians are very passionate about their children. And second of all, however they raise their children, they are fine with it. Whether they raise their children, they turn out good, they are absolutely good with that. Whether they raise their children, their children turn out the other way around, they love their children like that. Okay, it doesn't matter to them whether you're a rascal, whether you're this, you're that. Brazilians love their children like that regardless. It's not like we in Africa. You know, we have different ways of lives. Okay, different way of life. Yeah, like in Africa, let me talk about Nigeria. It is very important for to parents, for children to turn out well, to turn out right. They are not ready to accept for you to go the other way around. So if you go the other way around, it's a big deal for them. But in Brazil, yes, everyone loves to to like raise their children to turn out well. But what I'm trying to tell you, however a child turns out in Brazil, their parents are very okay with them. Okay, there's no pressure, no problem, nothing. They're absolutely fine with, and they would always support their children in any situation, like be there for them and all of that stuff. Now, let us come to some of the things I have heard from foreigners. I have had, a couple of things that make me feel very uncomfortable. For example, when their children turn out bad, now you want to blame it on people's culture. And then you want to blame it on the children of that country, of the citizens of that country. To me, it's absolutely insane for any human being to think that way. For example, I had a family that was complaining to me. I told you I was going to use a family as a case study in this video, and they are the inspiration for this video because I would like to address what I sensed, what I heard, which doesn't sit well with me. Now, so this family was talking, one of the family members was talking to me on phone, telling me about their children. I'm not really familiar with the family per se, but I'm familiar with one of their family members. So it's that family member that was telling me about his own brother and how the children turned out, the brother, the wife, and how their children has turned out in Brazil. Unfortunately for them, their children has turned out disastrously bad. Like, they do everything impossible. Everything you would not expect a child to do is what they are doing. And everything we don't want to see in Africa, like in Nigeria, the way our parents don't want us to be this, they don't want us to be that, is all that they have become here in Brazil. Now, while I was talking to this person, is practically, this person I'm talking to is their core family member, like is a brother to this person that has this problem now, okay? So he's a strong family member, but he is my own friend. Now he was talking to me, he was like, oh my God, we are trying to do this, we are trying to do that, we are trying to bring in our mother to come and help us raise those children. These children are becoming bad, oh my God. He was just telling me things that are really going wrong with the children. The children are hooligans, just to put it straight. They've turned total hooligans. Now, and then he was telling me how, oh my God, then there was something he was saying that struck me. And then he said something like, I don't understand, and they've learned everything from Brazilian children, this one and that. He was now putting all the whole blame on Brazilian children. Wow. And then I said to him, I allowed him finish talking because I wanted to hear where he was going to. Now he was going on and on and on from what they learned in school. The children are this, is what they are seeing in the society, what they are seeing in the country, what they are seeing in the lives. Excuse me. And then I came in. I said to him, straight straight to the point. I asked him a question. Excuse me, sir. What do you mean by, they are learning this thing from particular children? I said to him, you don't have any, I don't know how to put it. You don't have any right to blame the failure of your brother on anybody's child or children. Do you understand? I was telling him, whatever has happened to your brother's children is the fault of your brother and his wife. How can two human beings, two able-bodied human beings, be parents and then you raise hooligans and you're trying to put it on other people's children? Let me tell you something. Children might come with their bad characters and bad upbringings from different homes, but it is left for you to raise your own well, so that when they meet these badly behaved children, what you have put in them would fight, would guide them, would stand for them, and would eliminate the possibility of them, emulating from other children. I said to him, I beg your pardon. I disagree totally with you. The failure of the children to function well in the society is as a result of the failure of your brother and his wife. You don't have to put your failures on other people's children. Yes, they might have come. Are you telling me now that they are not responsible children they could have emulated? The same way you have Brazilian children with bad behavior is the same way you would have Brazilian children with good behavior. Why didn't they lean on the ones that had good behavior? So that tells you that it is how you raise them, what they have seen, what they are familiar with. They went outside to continue to emulate the same thing. And I said to him, you do not have a business with other people's culture and way of life. What you have a business with is your own way, your ways of raising your own children, which is your own culture, your way of life, your everything, the same way your mother and father raised you, they raised you well. You raise your children like that. You have no right to blame any other person's, cultural behavior or however it is they behave, to blame it on them, that they are the reason why your children are like that. Let me tell you something. If you did not create an opening in the lives of your children, they wouldn't see a passage to go through to go learn from other people. If there wasn't a window, there wasn't a lapse, there wasn't a vacancy of nonsense, they wouldn't see a place to pass through. There won't be no space to go through to go and learn from other people's children. Because if you raise your children well, that thing will live in them. From the scratch, you begin to raise your children the right way. It will live in them before any child will fall for other people's way of life. It will take time. Because what you have instilled in them will help them fight through any bad character, bad living, bad behavior that they see outside. A lot of children, you see them, a lot of their peers have tried to make them start smoking. They refuse continuously because they never forget what they've been taught at home. You raise your children well and leave other people's children to live their lives. That is how their parents can raise them. And you do your job and leave the rest for every single good thing you have built in them to help them through life. I was shocked. And for him to spill those things to me, blaming other people's children for the spoilage of their own children, he and his brother, and maybe the wife of the brother, must have been discussing the same thing, because he wouldn't just bring his brain and start telling me if he has not talked about it like that with his family. He's the Brazilian children, he's the this, he's that. What have you people done to raise your children right, that they went outside to go and emulate other people's children? You have a full-grown woman, full-grown man. Some single mothers even do better jobs than some two-parent household. So if the man was a rascal, what about the woman? If the woman wasn't responsible, what about the man? So you have two useless individuals that raise hooligans, and then you're blaming it on other people's culture and way of life. That is their way of life. You need to respect them however they turn out to be. Okay? You need to respect them. Leave them alone. And don't blame the failure of your children on other people's children. I'll give you an example. When my daughter's report card came in, I think around June, after I read the academical excellence, which she's doing amazingly well in school, she's not lacking in any way. She already surpassed the targets even earlier before the academical year is finished. She's already on 100%. before the academic year is over. We're still under the same academic year. And I think the report came in May and June, and she's already finished that. Now, when I finished reading the academical performance and everything, I went down. I saw a place where the teacher stated certain things. The teacher stated there, she said, whenever they are done playing in the classroom, yeah, she tidies up. This is where what she organizes things and puts them in the right places. She tidies up. She cleans up and puts things in the right places. Listen to my statement as well. She's 2 years old. And after I read that, I went down again. She said something. She said she wakes up independently to have lunch. She wakes up by herself. She's just 2 years old. She's a baby. They could still all be sleeping. It's typical of their age. And then you have to wake all of them up, it's time to eat, and then they go home. I think they eat around 3 p.m. before they now send all of them home again. The teacher stated that she wakes up by herself to have lunch. What does that tell you? That tells you that is a child that understands routine. She tidies up, she organizes things, and she puts things in the right place. That is what we do at home. She's 2. She could forget. She's 2. It's possible she doesn't remember. Those are the things that you teach them from the scratch. Whatever you teach them, they will go with it anywhere. Okay, she's 2. How come she didn't go to the school and start behaving like other people? A lot of 2-year-old children, they're like this. And it's true, it's typical of their age. They can either know or not know. It's okay. So how come she's been going to school since 3 months old and she has not changed since then? That is to tell you, whatever you put in children, it will remain there. It will take a whole lot to take away what you put in them. That tells you that is a child that understands routine and understands rules. For the teacher to put it there, she and I understand. I'm a teacher as well, a kindergarten teacher. So we understand what we're looking for in children at certain ages. And children, and in a particular academic year, they must be able to meet certain standards at a particular age, and that was marked for her. And we mark it when you're achieving a particular target in your life. As your milestone is going, we mark it. Okay, she has been able to do this, she has been able to do that. So nobody, do your own job and leave the rest to guide your child. Leave everything you have instilled in them to guide your child through life. And another thing you should not forget, even though you're raising your children well, never forget to always remind them of who they are. Don't train them and forget. You have to continue to show them the way of life. Continually put more things in them so that they wouldn't forget the ones you have taught them before. It will remain there, and then they will continually remember that you taught them this, you taught them that. You are like, your mama said I should do this, dada said I should do that. What I taught my child at home is what she does in school. It's very simple. She has not looked at other babies her age and said, oh, they are not cleaning, let me not clean. They are not tidying up, because it's typical of their age. They might pick up, they might not pick up. Even a lot of our age don't even know that they are supposed to clean up. But I chose to teach my child before she was 1, and she does it. I modeled it 1 time, 2 times. I modeled it for her to see. We did it together. I sing the clean up song for her. And then from there, she picked it up from there. Now I only sing with her. Once I start singing, clean up, everybody, clean up. We sing together, and then she does the picking and arranging of toys and everything everywhere. Very independent. I don't do anything for her. I only look at her. She takes up challenge. I let her be. I let her do it. If she struggles a little bit, I scaffold her learning. Scaffolding means when you help a child during a difficult activity. If a child is finding it difficult to achieve something, and then you begin to suggest, why not do it this way? Why not, do you want to put your hand the other way? You give them opportunities to understand that they could other perspectives, there could other ways to achieve this. You open their eyes to see other ways to get that thing done. So that is scaffolding. Teachers understand what I'm saying. Scaffolding of a child's learning. Yeah? She eats and she knows she's supposed to take her plate away. She spills water on the floor, she picks up the rag, she wipes it up herself. When she pees in her potty, she carries the potty, she goes to the bathroom to throw it away. I just follow. And whatever is going to go wrong, I just adjust it. But I let her be independent. I let her do things. I only talk. She does it. If she has any difficulty, then I scaffold her learning by giving her suggestions. Train your children well. Raise your children well and never blame other people's children for your children's bad behavior. Do your job and leave the rest for every good thing you instill in them to work out for them. Anyway, I hope you have learned from this message today. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will see you in my next video. Have an amazing day.